gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Night Show. Boy, have we got a doozy today. We're going to be talking lots of cool stuff. We don't normally talk, rumors and stuff like that, but we're going to be teetering on it. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about Richard Hart today, dropping some absolute huge alpha coming up, of course, with the electronic devices and promotion and marketing for PulseChain. That's coming up. We're also going to be talking about Better Bank for PDI. Yeah, you heard it. And so that's PDI could be ramping up. Maybe the XUSD team there also giving some support. Maybe even got some spare EDI around to buy some PDI, pushing the price up. So we could see some big action in that space as well. That could be a double whammy of a good old PDI. Let me know in the chat if you got PDI. And then, of course, we've also going to be talking about Torus. Torus on Titanx. Could this be the ultimate? Has Cryptographics created the ultimate product for Titanx? Is that about to go crazy over the next sort of 100 days? It's at the right time and the right place. Has it got the right tokenomics? It is looking pretty clever. There's a lot of insights that people haven't even been talking about, and it could be blowing up. So yeah, I'm going to be posting a big post in the strategy club today. So if you haven't joined that, I'll definitely join. Only $35 a month. That is fantastic value. Get in there today and get all the alpha. We have, of course, some awesome stuff every month. The monthly report. We have regular daily updates. We have strategy chats. We have our top 10 index on PulseChain. You got to get in there on Strategy Club. Before you do that, though, get into the chat there as well. And let's get over to the show. This is going to be a really fun show, guys, with lots of alpha drops. It's going to be pretty cool. Excuse me. So let's get the show reposted first of all. You guys know how it rocks. So let me just post this out. Let me pin that. I'm going to copy that first and then pin it to the top. Yeah, a little cough there. I just saw myself cough. That's funny. Try not to do that on live stream, but sometimes it happens. All right, so post show on X and get out there, folks, and just take a moment to hit that repost button. It really does help a lot. Bam, bam. And we're going to be talking about lots of great stuff today. This is going to be one of the great shows, I'm sure, with some of the cool insights coming up. We are on the precipice of greatness. Pretty awesome. Stock market is rocking. Day after day after day of the stock market moving up. That means crypto is going to have another move. And, of course, that means PulseChain too. But PulseChain is going to get a lot more love than that. We're going to be talking about that today in the live stream. So, get into the chat there and make it lively as well. Don't forget to share the show around on the channel. Yeah, boy. All right, let me just get the actual YouTube. So I want to post this. Actually, let me show you. I'll just post this link in the old Telegram. Actually, Telegram. That's where I'm trying to go. So let me just put this on. Bam. All right, a little bit of administration today. Kind of cool. All right, so let's leave that there. And bam, bam, bam. And actually, I might go do one more as well because I was in another group. Let's do that. And bam, bam, bam. Let's go over there too. And there. Live now. Let's put it live now. Expand tweet. Yes. Expand tweet. Yes, live now. All right, cool. Let's go for gold, shall we? Shall we go for gold? I think so. So many other groups I could put that in, but we're going to leave that at that and close down Telegram. And if you haven't joined our Telegram, links in the video description as well. But of course, we're going to have a great day. All right, let's see where we're going here. We're going to jump straight into the news. Let me just quickly check my thread just to make sure I've got nothing else I was going to talk about today. I don't think so. No, that's it for the moment. So let's get out there. I think we've got a few little notifications. Yeah, thanks, Tyndale. Big shout out to Tyndale reposting. What a legend. All right, so let's get straight into the news. This is going to be a really cool show, guys. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff. Or get very bullish about PulseChain and about, I would say, about Torus as well on Titanx. It's next level stuff going on there. But let's get into the stock market. S&P 500 and 5th straight record close. 5 days in a row. This is beautiful, guys. We're in the home run here for the bull market. It is awesome. So we've got the Dow Jones up 0.5%, 208 points to 44,900. We've got the S&P 500 up 0.4%, 25 points to 6,388. We're at the NASDAQ at the moment. It is up, quarter of a percent, 50 points to 21,108. Unbelievable. Fantastic. Can't ask better than that. US dollar is strengthened a little bit too, up a quarter of a percent there to 97 on the index. Let's have a look at the commodities. We've got West Texas is down a little bit. That's what we want to see, right, in terms of cheaper prices at the pump. Down 1.3%. That's pretty decent. 90 cents almost at $65. Brent oil down 1% as well, 74 cents at $68.44. Gold at the moment also down, interestingly enough, down 1.1%, $38 to $3,335, and silver down 2%, 85 cents there to $38.36. So silver not yet being able to break that $40 mark, but you guys know it's on the horizon. It's on the horizon, so it's pretty cool. What's moving the markets? Well, we've got earnings season, right? We've still got 5 out of the 7 magnificent 7. And at the moment, we also got a lot of cool tariffs and trade news with Donald Trump, president. They're saying 50-50 chance of clinching an EU trade deal on Sunday. Potential US trade deal there would be the biggest deal among the deals recently announced. The European Commission said earlier this week that a negotiated solution was in reach ahead of the 1st of August deadline, while officials of both US and China will meet in Stockholm next week to discuss an extension to the deal negotiated deadline. Obviously, they've made some partial agreement in May and June to lower the respective tariff barriers there and potentially expand trade in some areas as well. So that's coming up. Both sides are now attempting to clinch a bigger deal, with the US still maintaining tariffs of 30 to 50% on Chinese goods. Of course, we know that doesn't really finish until mid-August, right? So that's kind of the play there. Apart from that, we've got earnings season continuing on, and that's going to continue into next week. So kind of cool. And so far, it's been very good. In fact, I think double times earnings. So looking very, very good there in the old stock market. All right, we're expecting no change to the interest rates, right? That's what the market's expecting. So obviously, since July is sort of a weak month, but we're not expecting any change. 4 days and 7 hours to go. And we have the market expecting 96% expecting no change at the federal meeting there. If we did have something unusual, I don't believe that would be the case. But the next meeting that we are expecting something, 60% of the market expecting a rate cut on the 17th of September. Keep it in your calendar. It is a super, super big deal, that 17th of September meeting. That is a mega, mega big deal, particularly for crypto and altcoin season. Keep that in your calendar. So that's the 17th September, and keep a track on that, right? So that is a major, mega deal there. You could get left behind if you haven't already by that time. You could get left behind. Well, you left behind. You just have to pay, maybe 5x more. Who knows? But keep on that 17th September, the interest rates. So we'll keep watching that. A lot of pressure on Jerome Powell, and of course President Trump went to the Federal Reserve building yesterday, pointed out the super expense with all those buildings that they were building, over $3 billion of money to create some grandiose building. Which is fine in the private sector, but not so much in the public sector, one might add. But anyway, let's see where that all heads. All right, we're going to get to crypto next. So let's do that, and we'll go full screen, shall we? Full screen indeed. We've got Fast Abdul in the house there. I'm here for the tech. Good to see you, Fast Abdul. Big shout out. Ink Printer in the house. In fact, we talk about Ink Printer just about every day, don't we? I think we do, but not in the way we should. GoPulse doesn't have it listed. I think you need to talk to those guys to get listed on their site, because we're using their site, right? For better or worse. But we'll get yourself on there nevertheless. What else we got? What else we talking about? We're going to talk about crypto. Let's get into the main markets here, and let's get into where we are. We're at 3.93 trillion, down 4.4% today, but that's based on 17,800 coins in the CoinGecko index. Looking at the markets, can you see that very well? It's a little bit small, even with the big screen. I've got to maybe make that a little bigger. We've got Bitcoin there is down 0.6% at 117,500. Ethereum there, number 2, is up 0.5% at 3,700. XRP at number 3 is down 0.3%. Had a bit of a tapering off yesterday, remember? It's at $3.14. Number 5 is BNB. That's up 2% at $784. Solana also had a bit of a tapering off. That is back up 2.2%, $186 there. Number 8 is Dogecoin, up 2.6%. That is at 23 cents. And then we've got number 10 there. Tron is up 1% at 31 cents. So some good moves happening there across the board. Just little greening shoots. Are we going to have a super green weekend because the stock market did so well? Is it time for crypto to shine over the weekend? Let us see, but good chance of it, right? Better chance than not. So we'll keep a look out for that. Now, the best performer over the last week has been BNB, up 7% based on a little retrace yesterday. Now let's look at the top 100. Top 100, we've got Athena. That was up yesterday as well, up 55%, 27.6% today. So continued on its little rally. We've got Pudgy Penguins been performing really well like a boss all week, up 25% and up 3.8% today. We've got Story IP up 16% for the week, 6.5%. And we've got Flare up at 12.9%, but down a little bit today, 2.3%. And then finally, Cronus at number 5, up 12.8%, up 3.1%. But look, we're at number 23 is Litecoin. Good old Litecoin. It's got one of the oldies, one of the OGs, and that is sitting there at 23%. I guess people are still mining Litecoin. I think so, but that is still ticking away there. What was the other big mining coin that we had? We looked at it the other day. Just wondering whether it's still down here in the mix. Monero, good old Monero. Remember that mining Monero? Everyone's trying to mine Monero. Remember that? So that's still not too bad, though. I mean, it's still not too bad. And so yeah, that's back in the day. Now we're talking way back, pre 2020, when people used to talk a lot about that. But anyway, that is kind of the play. If you go look for miners, right? Look for miners, and then Monero pops up all the time. Along with BitConnect. Oh yeah, BitConnect. All right, I love that stuff. It's so crazy. BitConnect time was absolutely crazy, guys. It was before Bitcoin, but it was a crazy time. Man, that stuff was just crazy. You know if you know. We got Sean in the house there. Good morning, team. Good to see you, Sean. Big shout out. We got Frank White as well. Bang, PulseChain. Good to see you, Frank White. And of course, we got Brennan as well. Howdy, Super. Good to see you, Super. Good to see you, Super. I said hello to myself. I'm crazy today. We got some real good stuff today. We got some juicy stuff today to talk about. It's going to be a lot of fun. PulseChain setting up for the big move. And of course, we've got the stock markets pumping. We've got crypto looking solid. So very, very excited about where we're going to be heading. Now, top gainers, we've got Electronium. What the hell? Electronium. This is real OG now. Remember, there's two big phone miners. There's more phone miners around these days, but the two big phone miners back in 2018 were Electronium and, of course, Pi Network. Well, Electronium's come out of nowhere. It's come out of nowhere. I can't believe it myself. I'm in shock. I just saw it. It's at number 1 here, up 66%. We got Research Coin up 35%. We got Just Meme Coin up 23%. Let's go to look at our old friend Electronium there. Let's get in there. And of course, it's run by a UK guy, but he disappointed. Despite how smart he is. He disappointed. He took a lot of wrong directions with the whole ecosystem. Look at the price chart. I mean, it speaks for itself, right? But it's having a little mini pump today. It's sitting at rank number 736, and having a little mini pump at the moment. So there we go. What do we got there? Electronium.com. Of course, they've got a one of those work sites as well, right? You can go and online workplaces. But man, it is made a lot of mistakes there. But it is trending today. How about that? Funny. It makes me laugh. All right, so we got Research Coin. We got Research Coin at 54 cents. That is sitting at number 692 on the rank and having a little pump today. In fact, there's a little bit of an uptrend there. Trying to push high at the moment. And that is on the Ethereum chain. Remember, Electronium's got its own chain. So that was just coming back to that. And it's got a research hub as well on the old Research Coin. So let's go look to the website. New economy for science. We're building a new model of scientific research. We're publishing, and peer review lead to funding. That's a really cool idea, particularly if funding is independent. A lot of problem with science, particularly like climate change and all that sort of nonsense, is they're all paid up. All the scientists are all paid by globalist rich guys with agendas, right? So how can we control people? We'll just pay all these. We'll just hook up all the universities and the research places. We'll pay people that are going to tell us what we want to hear, and then we won't pay people that don't, right? So that's the problem. So we need neutral science funding. That's what we need, neutral science funding, where the scientists aren't under so much pressure and we don't get any of these hoaxes that get put in place, right? So very excited about that. All right, so kind of cool. And you're talking to somebody that studied that since way back, so decades now, So there we go. We'll leave that. That is where we are on that one. So Research Coin, not too bad. What else we got? We got Just Meme. We've got a meme coin here, also trending, sitting at number 796. and that is on a move. Look at that thing go. Woo, 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 woo. Hot dog and a dog. It was down at 0008 and is now up at almost 5 cents. So what a mad move that's been. What's that? Massive. But yeah, look, in 7 days, it's up 5,200%. So 53x. Wow. Awesome. And that's on Solana, which is the meme chain. So just meme coin on the moves. Number 796 is still not even in the top levels, but it's had a mad tear there. And market cap has absolutely rocketed into the 1,000 there. So it's just meme. We'll keep a track on that. But it's doing so well now. Let's see where it heads to. Some of these super meme coins can make mad gains. Now, I think that we've got Bitcoin Peppy that was on Crypto Paradise. That's going to be launching at the end of the month. That's only a couple of days away. Their fundraise is almost over. It's got about $17 million raised for it. Could very well do something like this, a mega meme coin pump. So there's a little tip of the day, and go check that out. The old Bitcoin Peppy, and then that might do some mad gains. All right, we've got Tom Boss in the house there. Morning all. Morning. We got Tim downstairs, exactly. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Lobbying is crazy. I know. I've seen a lot of very smart people in my time end up being really unwise. Let me put it that way. You can be really intelligent and it's super unwise, and you can be consistently unwise too. I've seen that too. All right, so yeah, this is the way it goes. All right, so let's jump over to the rest of the moves. Right, actually, let's pull up the Bitcoin chart, shall we, quickly, before we get into some of the juicy stuff. We're going to go juicy today. Yeah, well, that's right. It's juicy. All right, so we're at the 117,420, ticking away there on the old Bitcoin chart. And as you guys know, everything's pretty much playing out. I mean, timing's, a little bit either here or here. But look at that. I mean, we had the big tax bill. We had bet the SEC for Richard Hart on the 7th of July. And then, we've had more trade deals announcements. We had, Vietnam, Indonesia, UK. I mean, they're flowing in, right? They're coming in. So that's kind of cool. Philippines, a deal with them. Looks like we might have EU deal. The China deal's just slowly progressing to its finality. Everything's going pretty well. So yeah, I guess we've got India out there, South Korea, a few others to come. But looks like they're probably, we know there's 3 other countries lined up for deals. So it's probably some of those ones I just mentioned. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. And of course, we had stablecoin week as well with the Genius app, which is just a ginormous thing for the crypto. I mean, cannot understate how impactful that stablecoin is going to be, along with the Clarity Act around, the regulations and custodial, and of course the non-CBDC Act as well. So it's a very, very bullish time. We got more stuff coming for crypto, of course, later on. So trade deals, and then we're going to have more regulation, deregulation, more stuff around the banks as well. That's the Secretary Scott Bessent, and those are the 3 strategies, right? Tariffs, of course, and taxes and regulation, right? Those are the 3 main things of the 3-legged stool strategy. And of course, I've broken that down many times for months and months and months now. But the big thing coming up, of course, is the China deal, like getting that finally closed off there, the 16th of August. And then we got the interest rates on the 7th of September. A lot of pressure, so much pressure did Trump put on that he actually went to the Federal Reserve building under construction with Jerome Powell. And that was yesterday. You would have seen the drama there, taking on him right in front of people and setting him up with a nice little letter about spending so much money on buildings. And of course, a lot of pressure coming down on Jerome Powell there, who's looking to naturally, end his term in May next year. So that's a lot of pressure for that. But interest rate cuts is what we're looking forward to. A lot of pressure. We're seeing a lot more commentators also talking about, we're not really getting the inflation that people expected from tariffs, and therefore, we should get an interest rate cut. And normally the rule of thumb is a 1-to-1, right? So if we've got 2.5% inflation, we should be getting the federal funds rate down from 4.5, heading down towards 2.5%. That's kind of the rule of thumb there. So that is the play. So this is played out like a boss. And of course, we didn't listen to mainstream media for our information. We go straight to the people that are making the policy, right? So the first thing you must always do is always find out who's actually calling the shots. Those are the guys that you got to understand. Not mainstream media, which will give you something that's completely unrelated. It's all propaganda and it's all nonsense. So just remember that. And so we've watched this. We've went to the guy, Scott Bessent, and a few others, and we knew exactly what the strategy was going to be. And of course, they had to lay the foundation within about 6 months, close to 7 months by the time we're done here. And of course, that will lay the stage to fix up a lot of the problems that Biden and the Democrats did to the United States, which were severe. They were all severe. and of course lay the carpet for the golden age of America, and it is truly going to be golden. And we might end up seeing 3% next year on economic growth, probably 4%, and even a 5% economic growth rate during the term of Trump on the second side of the period there of the term. So we expect some amazing things. And of course, that's all going to be foundationally led by the AI and energy revolutions in the United States, amongst many other industries. So that's kind of where we are. The fourth industrial revolution is going to be occurring during the Trump period. It is going to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, get excited, guys. It's going to be awesome. We got also we're going to have more regulation around crypto coming in August, September, October. So we're going to expect more crypto regulation there, particularly around digital strategy. That could have a lot of really bullish strategies to the upside. Information. Let me write it say buying power to the upside. You know how we already had Trump lead on the Bitcoin strategic reserve and the altcoin stockpile. Well, obviously with the Bitcoin strategic reserve, the only thing they had in there was particularly clear was that they would have budget neutral strategies to end up buying more Bitcoin. So we're going to be looking forward to lots of different strategies coming out of those reports to buy more Bitcoin and more altcoins, in particular Ethereum, obviously on the back of the Genius Act, and then we're going to see a lot more of that, right? So that's going to be huge. And we could see a lot of buying there rather than just confiscating, but buying crypto, and that could be help push the market up there, and of course, particularly Ethereum. So Ethereum's going to be really bullish. That's going to benefit all the EVM chains, generally speaking, a lot of the second layers, and of course, the fork chains like PulseChain will get benefit from that also. So kind of cool where we're heading there. There's lots more we can say about that too with the Genius Act just coming back a little bit on the stable coins. Is that we're going to get a lot of banking services are going to be switched out for crypto with the stablecoin boom. And of course, the old SWIFT system of banking, all that sort of stuff, will move aside for the relatively super fast crypto networks that are out there. So it's going to be just a boom time, guys. Yeah, pretty cool. And what we've already seen a lot of CeFi and centralized exchanges are already starting to take over some of the TradeFi networks and market shares. And of course, now we're seeing a lot more partnerships. So that one of the things that might come out of the crypto report will be government to private partnerships. But remember, out of all this three-legged stool strategy, Trump is actually shrinking the government and increasing the private sector. That's the mega theme there, right? Shrinking the the government sector, and of course, what he does by doing that, he also shrinks the deep state there. Because it's riddled with progressives from the Democrat Party, and they're just terrible, horrible. These guys will lie, cheat, and steal because they have no objective truth. So they're all sitting in relativity, and that relativity means they can lie, cheat, they can look in you in the face and lie, cheat, and steal, and that's what they do. So we've got to get that shrinking. This is one of the mega themes that Trump's doing, and then moving it over to the private sector, and where they have to survive like everybody else there. Of course, they collude as well in private sector, but it's actually pushing them out of the government, which has the power of regulations and the power of laws, and to make up your own stuff, right, and force people to do it. How do you have rights, right? Rights are enforced through force. It doesn't matter where you are. Rights are enforced through force, whether that's civil force or military force. That's how it plays out. So Trump is being very clever there. One of the big strategies there to get rid of the deep state is to shrink the public sector and to boom the private sector with potentially more jobs there. So that's kind of the mega theme. That's where we are for the rest of the year. Boom, boom, boom. That's all we can say about that. So looking pretty good. Let's go quickly to the Ethereum, and we're going to jump over there. Let's go to Ethereum there. Bam, bam, bam. And we're going to go to Coinbase. Look at that. Woohoo! Played out like a dream. And of course, we had a golden cross on Ethereum back on the 9th of July. Had really struggled with Ethereum, hadn't it? But look how things have turned. And now we're looking forward to the biggest run on Ethereum you could possibly imagine, because we're going to have this Genius Act and all the stable coins. We're going to have all the institutions come in, all the banks starting to come in as well. It's going to be huge, and of course, it's game on. And we're already up, just below the strategic reserve at the moment in terms of the price. So we're looking forward to boom, boom, boom. A nice little consolidation here, and then a boom to the upside, right? Game on, game on, game on there. Very, very excited about that. All right, so that is Ethereum. Bam. Well, that's pretty much it. So let's leave that, and we're back to the old crypto. We're going to get in the PulseChain, shall we? Shall we get in the PulseChain? Let's read a few comments first before we do that. We got Yellowtail. We got Tom Boss. Yeah, Tom Boss in there. Yellowtail. Holla, holla, holla. Good to see you. And don't forget to repost the show on X. It really does help a lot there. We got Christine in the house. Howdy, y'all. I love this community. I love you. So grateful for Richard Hart and Superman. It was adorable. I appreciate that, Christine. Thank you so much. Hey, look, we're going to be talking about Richard Hart today, Christine. So that's going to be really, really good. And we got some alpha bombs along there. It's going to be pretty, pretty fun. A Yellowtail in the house. This is a great chat. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been really useful moving forward in time and being pretty accurate too. We've had a few little timing issues, but apart from that, generally, the general direction's been solid. Thomas says that the RH tweet about the marketing device sounded good. Big things are coming. Yeah, well, that's one of the flag things that we're talking about today, Tom Boss. So good timing. Hope it goes to the rich neighborhoods. Yeah, well, hope it goes to the rich. I don't know about that. It's going to be going to a lot of the working class, blue class, white collar class are going to be booming under Trump. It's going to be very, very exciting about that. I didn't talk about a lot of that stuff, but it's going to be pretty awesome, particularly around those regulation side of the strategy. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I think last time RH or someone else sent lots of flyers and Hex did a big run-up. Should be very bullish if he is the one behind it. Yes, well, we'll talk about that today. In fact, we're coming up very closely to that. So let's jump into the Richard Hart straight away. In fact, it's actually the first topic. So there we go. You guys are doing well here. All right, so the first topic here is Richard Hart posting this out. Great news. I've heard the first container is full of about 200,000 free electronic device donations. And that's the key term there, right? So electronic device and donations together, and should hit the water in a few days. Hit the water in a few days. Woohoo! So container on the water there, somewhere around there. So PulseChain effectively is going to be floating on the water. Think of it like that. Floating on the water. Yeah. It's kind of magic. It's kind of magical. PulseChain will be floating on the water there. Shout out to the community that makes these amazing things happen. So shout out to the community there. So Richard always likes to celebrate the community. What's your funniest guest at the device? I made a funny one. I made a mini taser there. It was from Richard Hart's guest, which I think is pretty funny. There it is there. So yeah, let's see what people thought underneath. Let's go below. We got Fast Abdul, who's watching today. He says Richard Hart is mailing out millions of these. By PulseChain. Yeah, that's true. All that is true, actually. Yeah. We got Lucky Luke says, I'm also working on the best billboard in the EU, soon to go live. Oh, wow, that'd be pretty exciting, wouldn't it? We'll give Lucky Luke a like for that one. PulseChain billboard marketing campaign. Istro with 6 million visitors per year only has 2 main roads to reach. Hex Pulse billboards will be great, and I know the top locations for the billboards. So look at that. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? So there we go. What else we got going on there? We got a few others here. We got Cabal Kung, the PulseChain. Oh well, it's a bit adult only, that one. Anders in the house there. Vietnamese doll shouting PDI to $1 and pressing the stomach there. So there we are. That's from Anders. He's the CEO of course, Love.io. Sammy Chica says a digital keychain with steps on how to set up a wallet and collect free PRC copies and instructions on how to bridge into PulseChain. That's from Sammy Chica there. Yeah, we've got a few rude ones in the house there. It's a shame. Solid X says PulseChain smartphones would be cool. Nick Hellman, he's got the old there, posting there. So yeah, we got a few comments in the house there. Not quite as innovative as I would have thought, but we got Hex Soul there, PulseChain beeper pages. We got a few more rude ones. So people can't help themselves, can they, on X? What else there? Anita says a voodoo miniature doll. That's a bit scary. Of GG that when it's provoked, it buys Hex. Yeah, so we've got a few other people. What's that? Is that Moon King? An alien tracker tracking PDC as it gets into the top 25. That's from Moon King. And then we got LibertySwap, which is probably where we're going to be heading now. We're going to be talking about LibertySwap now, which is in the title of the video. How about that? We got Christine says, nice effects, says Christine. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And of course, Liberty Week's got this thing out now, and everyone's talking about it. Everyone is talking about LibertySwap. Now, they're talking about LibertySwap for one reason. First of all, because they're doing a fantastic job. They kind of almost just came out of the blue and started doing all these on-ramps to multiple chains. And of course, they do bridge, liquidity over the official PulseChain bridge. And then, of course, they allow you to do stable coins, USDC, USD Tether. And then, of course, they've expanded their that's to come off from another chain over to PulseChain. And then they've expanded the tokens from, stablecoin to stablecoin to now a lot of different tokens on PulseChain, which has been pretty cool. But they will be expanding the service to other chains as well, on other chains, so that they can have the liquidity on-chain to on-chain and use the actual capital coming in over the official bridge. And that way they can offer multi-chain services. So they're expanding their own services, and so they're blown up, like over 8,000, I think, now already, I think, in following. And that's just happened every week. Yeah, just about 7,996. So they've just absolutely blown up. And of course, we've covered them early here on, of course, the Crypto Night Show, because we do daily shows, of course. We cover pretty much all the PulseChain, or at least as much as we can. And yeah, 3 weeks plus 5 days. That's the play there. They've put this time frame out, and it's caused a big stir about everybody. So what the heck? And then bridge to PulseChain now, they say. Bridge to PulseChain now. What the heck? What are these guys talking about? 3 weeks plus 5 days. So everyone got excited about this, as you can see. And we got lots of people. See, Richard Schiller says, have you removed expectations? They say expectations gone. All I've got left is faith and vibe. So there we go. Now, the interesting thing is that, LibertySwap was supposed to be this sort of, humble entrepreneurship thing starting from nowhere. Right. But then suddenly they got a yellow tick, which is like $10,000. So they can't be too badly off, right? They can't be too badly off. And of course, there'll be the second one in PulseChain, as far as I know, that has a yellow tick, right? The first one, of course, was Solid X from Big Firewall, right? So that's cost you about $10,000, if I remember rightly, to get these yellow ticks on there and on their profile. So yeah, someone's back in the right. Someone's back in these people. I have a few ideas potentially who they are, but yeah, man, that is crazy. That crazy. Yeah. So yeah, we've got a lot of comments in here. 5 more days for you and 3 weeks for Richard. Can't wait to see what you guys have ready for us. And he goes, I know. So that's pretty cool. We've got little teasers in there. So what could it be? It's going to be pretty crazy. So that was from Liberty there, posting that underneath, which was pretty crazy. And we're going to go into this, a deep dive into this a little bit more. So here is LibertySwap, of course, the big new chain. We've covered it many times. But they've had lots of comments here talking about things, Dirty Crypto here, a big community influencer on X, says, hey, LibertySwap, can we get a hint for the countdown? Pretty please. And of course, he's got LibertySwap here, says, ready. So kind of cool. And of course, Hexian, he says they need to load test rally the community 100 microtransactions each on Sunday, pennies from all chains on all destination coins. Switch off minimum amounts of, if any. Testing isn't a waste of gas. There we go. That's from them. But Liberty says it takes around 5 seconds to bridge to USDC, because obviously they've been expanding their different tokens onto the chain, which has been pretty cool. But we're going to go down a little bit faster here. And we're going to go down just a little bit further. We're going to be looking for some of these day updates. What do we got here? We got 1 year from now, you'll be telling the next generation this is how the legendary PulseChain bull market was born. The $1 minimum target for everything is still intact. So here we got a bridge talking about price predictions on PulseChain, as though they know what something is happening, right? Something is happening there. And of course, look at that. Then someone says, I'm starting to think that 500x for all rich art core coins are conservative, even this cycle. And he goes, conservatively, says LibertySwap. So who are they? What do they know? They're not just providing amazing on-chain cross-chain swaps, but something else is afoot. When you say everything, what do you mean? Every single thing, says LibertySwap. How about that? I mean, these are pretty credible terms here. Are envelopes getting sent out next week? You know, says LibertySwap. So there we go, up and out, much higher. So we got some pretty big FOMO talk coming out from the old LibertySwap. So let me know what you guys think. Pretty crazy. We got LibertySwap. Love your work. You are the change we've been waiting for. Just to satisfy the FUD in me, are you saying that Pulse token that most people sacrifice will hit $1 US? And LibertySwap says minimum $1. I mean, what the heck? A bridge there talking about price predictions here. $1 Teddy, I've have 300 billion. Send it. If you don't believe in your bags, who will? That's pretty funny. Hell yeah, LibertySwap, bullish. Yeah, higher $1. So lots of the cool stuff there. Rip Inc. Minimum Inc. is okay. There we go. So we've got lots of cool stuff going on there with the old LibertySwap. So very bullish posts there from them. But they've been posting out lots of bullish things here on the chat, and everyone's talking about it. We're talking about it. You're talking about it. And we've got Trenchy there, says 4 more days, LibertySwap. And Liberty says 5 days, no cheating. So 5 days. So we've got this countdown going with the old LibertySwap. We even got Dirty Crypto out there talking about it. PulseChain, PDI, what the heck is this address? LibertySwap. And so LibertySwap posted a OA wallet address, 7C03. Many of you have been around for a while would know that one. It's got many OA wallets, of course. There are tons of them, thousands, I think. But that is the play. Let me know when you need another tune, and I'll make you guys up. Deal. Another further review. I set my PLS hex to the OA, not your coffee wallet. Apologies, LibertySwap. No worries, no worries. It's the vibe that matters. So got all that. Now, there's all this big thing about sending 5,555 Pulse, 369 Pulse, and 238 Pulse to this OA wallet. And it's been encouraged here, inspired here by LibertySwap. And so everyone's like, yeah, cool. Just sent you the sacred 3 transactions, Mr. Swap. I've also sent you 10,000 PDI as well. Don't spend it now, though. It'll be worth $53. Thanks for your gift to our little coffee shop. It will remain there for a long time. $1 for everything. This is accurate, very accurate. There we go. So people asking questions here. He knows, says LibertySwap. Roland says, are envelopes getting sent out next week? You know. So these envelopes coming. Pretty crazy. So yeah, pretty exciting. You got to send the blind boy a direct message. You got lots of cool things. You've got PDI 2. PDI 2 is I'll still use LibertySwap no matter what is listed on there. PulseChain friendship. So we've got lots of cool stuff going on there. So yeah, really, really cool bullish things coming out at the moment from the Pulse LibertySwap, and you can see a lot of posts out here at the moment. We're just going to scroll down a few more here. Just want to get to a few more. We got even RH Max talking about the mega marketing drop now. Who else is in there? Yeah. So lots of cool things happening. So we've got a countdown of 5 days plus 3 weeks. It is in play, right? It is in play. Let's scroll down. We're going to scroll down a little bit further here. This could be 7 million if Pulse hits $1, no matter how high the fees are. Yep. We're going to go scroll down a little bit further. We obviously get nice little updates from LibertySwap, so it's kind of cool. But we're going to scroll down a bit further there. Obviously, it's having a boom in use case. It's going down a bit further there. So yeah, that is some of the cool things that we've been seeing from LibertySwap. They've been replying to a lot of people with some pretty bullish stuff as well. So let me just scroll back up here. And if you go to replies, you'll be able to see a lot of the stuff that they've been responding to people with, all that sort of bullish talk. We've still got 3 weeks and 5 days on the countdown, that 5-day countdown. So we keep a close look at what these guys are talking about. They're talking about prices going up to the moon. So we could see some pretty awesome stuff here. What association, if any, do they have to Richard Art? They seem to have some sort of association there. Maybe best mates, maybe BFFs. Who knows? But pretty crazy stuff going on here. And of course, Crypto covering it pretty fully. Who else there? I sent my Pulse. Everyone's sending their Pulse. Now we're going to quickly go to look at that, right? So let's go to the OA wallet, and you can see the OA wallet here is, which they're talking about, is 7C03. That ends in 7C03. And you can see it's sitting on $27 million worth of assets. In particular, it's got PulseChain assets of $19.6 million. And they is basically Hex, right? So basically Hex on there, sitting on, I think, about 2.6 billion Hex. 2.56 billion Hex it's sitting on PulseChain. And a little bit on a PLSD, funny enough. But it's sitting on 2.6 billion in Hex on the old PulseChain. And people have been sending it all those tokens that we talked about, right? So look at that. So this person here an hour ago, let me just refresh because it's probably been updated since then. But people have been sending the wallets at the behest of a LibertySwap there. Been sending it for even 6 minutes ago. Look at that. 5,555, 369, 238, 5,555, 369, 238. All these different people from around PulseChain sending in these tokens. Some people talking about, was it going to be a sacrifice for a wallet? Is it going to be, maybe they get an airdrop? Who knows? But they're sending all the stuff to the OA, and people have been doing it for hour after hour, sending this stuff in. So that's how much gravitas this whole thing has taken on there. If you weren't aware of it, you are now. But people are sending this wallet, of course, these amount of tokens, right? Which is probably 20 cents worth of value in Pulse. So that is the play right now. So people are sending 5,555, 369, and 238 to that wallet. So that is some of the big things there. So the OA wallet there has about $90.5 million of PHEX, 2.6 billion. and people are sending it all these transactions in this sequence: 5555, 369, and 238. And that all came from, of course, some of the stuff that LibertySwap was talking about. You got Zach here; he sent those numbers through, and then of course you've got the response there from everybody. So to get the bull market going, right? Get the bull market going. We'll see what all that lands. But pretty crazy. Baz Bestos says, just sent you, of course, the sacred three transactions, Mr. Swap. Also sent you 10,000 PDI, and of course, there we go. This is accurate. It's very, very accurate. And that was from Vernon there. So you go there. I'm thinking 500X on the PulseChain coin. Very accurate. So this is pretty unusual stuff, right? Pretty crazy. So let me know in the chat there what you guys think of all that. But that is on the play right now. That is on the play. We're going to see where it all goes. Brennan says $1. Yeah. 500 is conservative, says Diamond Hands, certainly is. And we got LibertySwap, LFG. All right, so that is some of the cool things that are happening at the moment with the old LibertySwap. We're going to go scroll down a little bit further here on the replies. I've got to remember what layer I'm on, to be honest. Let's scroll down a bit further. So lots of cool things in there. You can go check through, of course, LibertySwap comments yourself. You can also, go through people like Dirty Crypto, people that are covering this, and other people out there on X. So check those all out. But pretty exciting. All right, what is this one here? This one here is that a trophy reference? I'm saying. How do you know? There's a bit of a tease there. You never know whether they're teasing or whether they're giving the real thing. But pretty cool stuff there. I'm just trying to scroll down a little bit further here. Are we still getting an announcement this week? One more day? Well, apparently it's like 5 more days. Was it 5 more days? PulseChain PDI. There are 5 days remaining in LibertySwap's countdown. This is 15 hours ago. Why would they do a countdown that leads to disappointment? They wouldn't. It would be unwise. Something is brewing. We don't know what. I know. Says LibertySwap. No one can stop the train. There we go. So something big is happening. Get excited, and of course to $1 we go. So they've been hyping this all up. So yeah, look forward to see what this is all going to be. And of course, people perhaps I'm just trying to find the original one there around the 369 and the 555, but it is down here somewhere talking about that. But check that out. Right, so that is a bit of a teaser there, and of course that is the wallet that they're talking about. So if you guys want to randomly send the wallet some 555s, 369s, and 238s, that is the wallet there. It's about 20 cents, so it's not gonna wreck you. All right, so there we go. Yeet says LibertySwap LFG. LFG says Yeet, absolutely looking pretty good. All right, so that is that. Let's jump away and talk about the markets though. So yeah, have we got things ramping up here? PulseChain starting to move. Day 806. We got the price there, quadruple 34.50, which is cool. We're back over 3,000, trying to break that 3,500. Probably do it this weekend. And we're up 4% right now. We've got PulseX at the moment, quadruple 258, back over 2,500, at 4.8%. The buy and burn sitting at 7.47%. So I'd say, getting significant now. We're around about 7.5%. It's getting quite significant. And we've got incentive token there, $1.66, up 5.3%. And we got Hex there at the moment, 77/100th of a penny. So that is starting to move. Hex starting to move. And of course, you guys know, I think Hex is well undervalued. And of course, the liquidity size of the pool is a lot smaller too. 5.33% on the move now. And EHEX back up at 22/100th of a penny. What we had, 2 days ago, after a little bit of a retrace there. Combined price, EHEX and PX, get it, guys. 99/100th of a penny. We're almost at 1 cent for the combined value. We're just below that. So, get ready to rumble, as we say. Get ready to rumble. Things are going to get exciting, I think. And yeah. All right, crowd goes wild. So gas prices at the moment, 1.5 million beats. We're at 2 cents for a PulseX swap. I bet I caught you all off with that horn. You probably all got, what the hell happened? What's Superman playing the horn out of the blue there for? Anyway, we got some of you might have had it up real loud. Who knows? We got 52,232 validators, so we're looking pretty good, similar to yesterday, I think. And then the bridge, of course, we've been watching that. How are we doing? Oh, we're so close to $100 million. We are so close to $100 million, guys. $99.3 million US. We're only not far away. This is the all-time high we've had, the local high, I should say, for a while. So we are almost back. How many months has it been? We've been below 100 million. It's been a few months, and we're about to get back over it, guys. Very exciting. Get excited. It's very, very cool. We got 6,800 ETH. We got 9.2 million hex at 20.4 million in value. 9.27 billion, I should say. 20 million. We got that's eHex. We got 19 million DAI. That's definitely looking a bit better. We got 15.5 million USDC, 10.6 million Coast, 5.1 million USD Tether, and 26 Bitcoin there. That is where we are. Looking at these stable coins, the native ones. Let's have a look down. We've got USDL at the moment at 4.5 million in USDL from Liquid Lines. PXDC and HexDC both from Power City, 840k and 300k. So it's sitting in just under 1.2 million there. And then we've obviously haven't got Ink Printer. Come on, we need Ink Printer. Come on, that's actually really good. Ink Printer is similar. Last time I checked, it was similar value as PXDC, so around the 890k value. I don't know what it is right now, but that's what it was last time I checked. So it's not too bad. So you add those together, we're looking at what 5, 6, 6, I guess. What do we got? Yeah, 5, 6, 6, 6. Maybe with Ink Printer, maybe about 7.5 million in stable coins. And as you guys know, we're waiting for PUSD ALGO to jump on board. Potentially that could add at the minimum probably 500,000 on the upside, multi-million dollars as well. So we'll keep a lookout for that. We're waiting for Signum Oracle to launch, right? And that's waiting for Tetra to launch. So we've got all these prerequisites there as well. Although there's potentially Fetch could possibly be used. I just don't know how wide their data feed is on the old Fetch Oracle, but something for Jacob to decide, right? That's kind of where we are. Let's go to the overall markets. We've got $13.1 million in volume today on PulseChain, so pretty low, right? I mean, it's pretty low. We were up at 26, 28, then we came down to like 18, 16. I think yesterday we were down at 14 something. Now here we are at 13.1. So we've definitely been creeping down on the volume. We've got the best performer today. We've got a brand new one from this ecosystem. I just kept forget the name of this ecosystem, but they've launched another token. It's been around for 1 hour here, Honey, and it's up 328%. We've got Unseen Signal. This launched 9 hours ago as well. That's up 125%. We've got PSM Pulsium, the big new farm that's launched. That is up 35% today, so still looking pretty good. Let's have a quick look at that Pulsium farm. That's the latest farm to launch, and that chart's looking pretty strong. So if you are in there farming, you are earning pretty nicely, especially the earlier you got, particularly if you picked it up down the bottom here at 706,000. So that is ticking away there on the new Pulsium farm. Let's have a quick look at the website and show you some of that. It's not just a farm though, so it's got bridge and swapping all embedded in there. But yeah, it's got different tokens: Pulsium, Blitz, Hexagon, and Ink reward service, and they all earn like Hex and Ink token and PulseX. So that's ticking away there, and they've got farm pools, so that's ticking away. And what else we got there? We got you are MV's friend, right? Yeah, I'm MV's friend, and he's a promotional lead for the Kryptonite Show team. So yeah, and he's the editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread. Yep, that's the associations there. What else? So we got what else? We got Curve at the moment, 33% up at the moment. We got RSI oversold up 25%. We got RSI Ink reward service, obviously all part of this. That's part of Pulsium, right? That reward service there up 22%. So that new farm doing pretty well in terms of pricing consistently. Normally, a lot of farms, sometimes you might have 3 or 4 days of really big moves in the market, and maybe a more sustainable farm with more engagement, good marketing, the rest of it can last pretty a lot longer. That's the move at the moment. We've got RSI oversold 25%. We've got Bitcoin and pump tires as well, 16%. So a few pump tires in the mix. We've got ALGO on the back of Hex up 15%. We've got PDC the Greys on 10% rise, and this has continued to rise, right? So we're going to look at PDC the Greys, the first DAO on PulseChain, and look at this thing. Woo! It is on the move. Big shout out to Peri Banana and all the PDC team that is on the move right now. We saw Moon King also pumping, talking about that today. Very, very exciting there on the old chart. We've got plenty of room in the day and the weekly RSI. It's only at 63. The daily RSI is definitely in the overbought territory right now, 80. But let's see if it's got any more room with the 4 hourly. Yeah, 4 hourly's got a little bit more room in the 4 hourly to move higher. It's certainly in the overbought territory, 74, but could move higher on that 4 hourly chart. That is the time frame there, and the hourly there's a little bit hot. So got a little bit more room to move, and then probably needs to consolidate here, is my guess. That's kind of where we are at the moment. So probably needs to consolidate here on the old PDC the Greys. But man, that chart is looking very good. Look at that, really nice. And good consolidation at this level, and then maybe take out the previous high, right? Which is 1,200th of a penny, 1.2 cents. Currently at 0006. So yeah, a little breather here. Maybe just look, maybe it gets a little bit higher. It's certainly up at sort of these natural shoulders here, isn't it? Levels at 6,700. But to take out the previous all-time high, that's another 100%, another 2x from here. So very excited. Now I saw comments out there on X. If you don't hold PTGC, I should say, during the bull market on PulseChain, then you're an idiot or something like that. I can't remember exact words, just paraphrasing. But yeah, we got down hands with the aliens. That's true. All right, so there we go. 000 That's on the move right now. It's a PTC to grade. So that is one of the big blue chips. I think very excited about that. What else? Let's see. We keep going down. We've got X here associated with Crypto Paradise up 8.7%. We got Pepe on Pump Tires up 7.8%. Alien associated with was kind of a copy of PTC, isn't it, to some degree? That is up 7.5%. We got Your Mum with the old Elon Musk burn there, up 6.87% as well. We got RhinoFi. We're going to keep a lookout for RhinoFi. RhinoFi is kind of an innovative reflection token, so keep a lookout for that. They've got some pretty good innovations there. That's up 6.5% at the moment. What else have we got going? UFO, of course, associated with PTC the Greys on the move, and that is at quadruple 0286. And let's see if there might be a bit more room in this one, even than PTC the Greys based on the RSI. Let's have a look, see how the RSI compares with this one. Yeah, it's got a little bit more room to move on the daily. It's not in the overbought territory. The 4 hourly, yeah, a lot more room on the 4 hourly. So we could see UFO continue to push up, relatively speaking. And yeah, on the daily, not too bad. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly heaps of room on UFO. So UFO could be relatively undervalued compared to PTC here on that, based on RSIs. You have to put some moving averages on and things like that, but that's looking pretty good. And it's coming off quadruple 1400, let's say. It's now quadruple 2800. But yeah, it's also at the previous resistance area, just below it. But yeah, and we had a lot of support in that area as well. So that sort of zone, I guess people like to put in little pictures, so we do that. Let's put a little rectangle, and we'll try and animate that, right? So maybe sort of that zone area there, all right? That's break through that. So that would be somewhere between 3,000 and 3,700 there. So break apart from that. But yeah, there might be relatively more upside there on the good old UFO as well. And that is related to PTC, of course. They got intertwined taxes or something. Was it 6% tax, is it, on the old UFO? 5% on the PTC? I think that's right. Hex also on the move. And of course, as you guys know, Hex and INC, they've got relatively, thin liquidity, less supply in some ways. Richard Hart already thinned out the Hex inflation, right, with the OA wallets and sacrifice wallets they're staking. And so pulled down the Hex T-share payout from 7.5 down to 1.5, which is dramatic. We did expect that was one of the optionalities we saw from the OA to regulate inflation. And that actually, gives a more potentially more buy pressure on the old Hex as well, and therefore the US dollar yield may offset the that volume yield that you would otherwise get. So yeah, volume and price, add those together, get your total return. So there, Hex, they're looking pretty good. Let's actually have a look at some of the prices there. I'm just trying to find the Pulse version. We've got Hex Die. There's Pump Tires. Let's just look at the Hex USDC, shall we? And let's have a look. So this is on the weekly chart, and yeah, we're coming off the bottom there, looking very good. And I said this on the other chart that we had on Hex, that this looks really good for a big run on the old Hex there. Very good indeed. Let's have a look at the RSI. Pull the RSI in, and bam. And the RSI, look at that, all the way down at 48. I mean, we're looking for some big things on the old Hex. And look at that on the daily. Not quite overbought yet here on the USDC pair, but just below that. So we've got a bit of room to move here. And we look at the 4 hourly. Yeah, we got room to move to the other side and try and push to the top of this area here. So move over 8,000 again. Have another attempt over 8,000. All right, so that's going to play. Looking good. All right, so number 30 is 9mm. And of course, as you guys know, typically when we get a rally on markets, the DEXs will start to pre-price. I think we're just seeing the early signs of that right now, just the early signs. But it all happens pretty fast. 9mm up 5.4% at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the price of 9mm DEX, second biggest DEX after PulseX, right? And that chart's already started to move, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's always started to move. This is on the daily. We can see it's already up, re-rated 2.3x at the moment, 2.3 in 27 days. So there we go. That is the old 9mm. So there's our top 30, all up about 5%. So I think we might leave it there, but there are a few ones to pick off there. I think Surf Token is well underpriced. We had a whale sell out of that, so it's now 1.1 cents, up 5%. Keep a lookout for that. Could be a nice pickup there. We've got Love.io also up 5% there. What else? SolidX also $9.50. This is potentially one of the biggest breakout ones we've got. It's one of my Magnificent Seven. It's got obviously the big X game decentralized casino and all that coming, and the big marketing budget. So that could be pretty huge. What else? We've got SolidX. Sorry, we've got Sun Mini Meal. It got sold off by a whale, but has been bought back up a little bit. But the 36 back into the pre-run range, right? It's back in the pre-run range. But we've got big news potentially coming out in August, September, October. So keep a lookout for that. That's for Sun Mini Meal. It's always a bit later than people expect, and they did disappoint slightly back in with the old was it conference in Europe there with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So they had their sessions, but they were behind in the customer buying. But that's all coming up. So it's been deferred a little bit. And in the meantime, we had one big whale roll the chart. It was just basically one big whale rolled the chart there, but they're gone from my memory. So there we go. So that's pretty much it. Let's jump away from that though and get into the next session, which is we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. So let's do that. We're going to have a review. Now, Bitcoin is on the move, right? Bitcoin is on the move. Now, you can buy Bitcoin on PulseChain. So you can buy wrap Bitcoin at the stuff that gets bridged in. Remember, we've got 16 of those over on Bitcoin, over on the PulseChain, I should say, over the bridge. And you can get you can buy actual Bitcoin there, $116,700. So that's if you want to buy Bitcoin on PulseChain, you can. And of course, we've got 16 that have been bridged over. And at the moment, there's about 1.5 of those Bitcoin sitting in the LP pool there. So if you want to buy a bit of Bitcoin on PulseChain, you can. And this is the bridged in from Ethereum, right? And that Ethereum Bitcoin is custodial. It's got actual Bitcoin from the Bitcoin blockchain. So that's how that all works. And that is ticking away. So you can buy real Bitcoin there. But we've also got PulseChain Bitcoin, right? The 4 copy. And that is at $1,000 right now. $1,000 right now, guys. Recently, it was as high as $1,050. But you can get a Bitcoin over on PulseChain. Will we get convergence with the actual Bitcoin that we just looked at? Will we get convergence? It is currently at $1,000, and Rack and Michelle did a news post out the other week talking about if you just hold one P-Wrap Bitcoin, then you might be able to do some pretty amazing things there, right? So you could do that. So yeah, pretty crazy. 1,000 right as we speak, it's at $1,000. Crazy, right? Now that's not the all-time high, of course, on the old PulseChain. We have had it. If we go to the weekly, we have had the P-Wrap Bitcoin up at $2,674. So we know that it can go higher. So even if it doesn't converge on Bitcoin, so I don't know, how high do you reckon it get? Will it get to 20% of the actual Bitcoin? Will it get to 50% of the actual Bitcoin? Will you get to a 1-to-1 ratio with the actual Bitcoin, right? How high will it actually get? That's the question. We've got a 2.6x just to get back to the previous local high. That could be pretty exciting. So very, very cool, right? That is cool. So that is where we are. 1,000 could get back to 2,600. Game on there. We've got plenty of room in the RSI for the old wrap Bitcoin there. So that is on there as well. But we've also got pump tires, of course, wrap Bitcoin. But this has only been around for a little while. But the difference is there's not much supply. So just like the P-Wrap Bitcoin, there's only 155,000 of those. There's not much supply. And that's $1,000 now. But we've also got pump tires. There's only 1 billion of those, as you guys know. I don't know how much is held by the Genesis wallet there, the Rich Hart kind of wallet. But you can check the contract for that. But this is at 00032, and it's had a run for the last 3 weeks. Look at that run off the bottom there for the old pump tires Bitcoin, 00013. It's a much smaller pool, of course, 47K. So every pool is kind of different. But how high will that get? That's going to be fun to see. Certainly, the last 3 weeks running on that Bitcoin breakout, so it's pretty cool on the old pump tires. And then, of course, we have Pulse Bitcoin. Pulse Bitcoin from, of course, way back in the day. And this is basically the same thing as real Bitcoin, but a digitalized version. And this is run by pretty much the Pulse Bitcoin Council. And of course, who is one of the key players on that? Well, Fat Sammy, and everyone knows who Fat Sammy is. One of the most active community members out there on social media. And he's leading that. So let's have a quick look at Pulse Bitcoin. And of course, they've got a pretty big community too. One of the bigger communities in the PulseChain, and they've really started to move this, right? So the Council of Pulse Bitcoin basically have looked to rebuild the brand and move forward with Pulse Bitcoin, and I think they're doing a damn good job so far. At the moment, they're looking to do update their website, so it's going to update the website there. So it's going to be something we're looking at. At the moment, this is at 4500th of a penny was the bottom, and it's now at 1500th of a penny. So it's actually up 240%, so 3.4x over the last 112 days. So it's back on the move. These guys are managing to push it up, but their main focus has been on the Ethereum side because this is on both PulseChain and Ethereum. But it looks like PulseChain is starting to move up as well. So we'll keep a lookout for that as well. Pretty small liquidity, relatively speaking, but hey, look, big things can come. Now, this is also associated to the other token. You have to have an asset token, and then you can use that to mine Pulse Bitcoin, right? That's the whole idea. And the Pulse Bitcoin has halvings, just like we do with the Bitcoin, but I think everything's on speed dial. Everything's on speed dial. So we're going to probably do a bit more fulsome look at this next week. So we'll have a quick look at see how the dynamics for Pulse Bitcoin have been going. The other, of course, one is that it's on Ethereum as well. So we're going to quickly look at this, and we can see that Pulse Bitcoin is over on Ethereum is at 4 cents. Recently, it goes much higher. It was up at 9.2 cents, so not too far away from 9.6 cents actually. Back here, it was at 9.6. Is it 9.6? Yeah, 9.6, almost 9.7. So just shy of 10 cents. It's rounded over a little bit here, so we're going to keep a lookout for that. But that has also got the Council of Pulse Bitcoin looking after that, and it's got a lot of well-known people in the Council of Pulse Bitcoin. So we're going to keep a lookout for this as well, and they're ramping up all their activity. You're going to see more, I think, from Pulse Bitcoin community and Fat Sammy. They are on the move here with this. So keep a lookout for Pulse Bitcoin. Big shout out to Fat Sammy, and he's doing some great stuff out there on social media. They do have quite a bit of locked liquidity in here as well. Looks like about 30% of liquidity is locked. So it looks like quite a bit of commitment there from the Pulse Bitcoin Council. If you've got your access tokens, I guess you're mining the old Pulse Bitcoin. We're going to talk more about that next week. Now that's going to lead us into, of course, PDI. We're going to talk about PDI next. So let's go to Pulse Coin List and pull. Actually, I've already got it up. Already got it up there. Pulse Coin List. We're going to go down here and have a look at PDI. Let's have a look where it is. So PDI at the moment, 5,400th of a penny. Hasn't really been moving much. Been consolidating, hasn't it? Which is a good thing. It's up 5% for the week. 3.7% is today. So mostly today. But that is Pulse Bitcoin there. And that is on the move. So let's go have a look at Pulse Bitcoin. We had a comment from Yeet in the chat there. Young Buck, MVS was telling me about you, like your energy. Let's link up soon, says Yeet. Hey, big shout there, Link. Appreciate that. Yeah, just hit up MVS and we can have a catch up for a chat. Get on to that one. Funkmaster in house there with the beers. I could do with the beer. In fact, I'll have a little bit of drink of my little Milo coffee or whatever it's called. Yeah, let's go. So PDI guys, PDI. Let me know in the chat there if you like PDI $21. Yeah, there we are. You're front running me there. You're front running me, but that's exactly what I was going to say. Get in the chat there, PDI $21, and get in there. At the moment, looking very good, consolidating very, very nicely. Now, if you've been in our strategy club and you were online at the time, you would have picked up the bottom of this, guys. You would have picked up. I'm not kidding. You would have picked up the bottom. So if you haven't joined our strategy club, links in the video description. Only $35 a month. Get in there, folks. And we've got a lot of happy people because we're sitting here watching the markets all the time, and we couldn't believe our luck. And there we go. That is up a lot. That's all we're going to say. But at the moment, looking pretty good. And of course, we've got big news coming, right? What's the big news? Well, Better Bank, man. Better Bank. Yeah, boy. So as you guys know, essentially, Maker was essentially closed down. There's still some active functions, but essentially closed down by XUSD team and the KD and all the crew. And of course, now we've got Better Bank coming. And of course, with a more fixed supply of PDI, relatively speaking, we've got Better Bank coming. And it's a modified fork of Aave, a V3. And we've got launch confirmed August the 6th, guys. So we might see this consolidation in the PDI start to make another run up, guys. So you're hearing it right now. This is another tip of the day. Oh yeah, another tip of the day. Woo-hoo! Yeah. So we got it here. We got it at a 5,300th of a penny, and we could be on the move, guys. This is looking very good. And of course, we've got we've got the stuff going on with LibertySwap and the 5-day countdown. Richard Hart talking about promotions, millions of digital items. things are starting to get ready to rumble. All right, there we go. We got launch confirmed 6th of August. That's right, Better Bank officially takes flight this August. The developers are using extra time to make sure everything is buttery smooth for liftoff. And here's the fun part. If all goes well, we might even get a testnet drop alongside the mainnet. So yes, the countdown continues, but this time the clock's ticking for real. Mark your calendars. It's almost a go time there. So really, really, really cool there. And let's put in PDI 2-1 and $1. $1. I gotta take that 8 away. What the heck? $1. All right, cool. So that's very cool. So yeah, nice news there. Now we may end up having a interview with Nikki from the old from Better Bank. Now the other thing, of course, we may see some support in the background from XUSD team. Apparently they've still got EDI, and maybe they're going to buy up PDI with the EDI. I mean, there are all sorts of things out there that could potentially happen. So yeah, let's see what happens. So we're going to have PDI. We're going to have Hex. Yeah, we've got PDI and Hex. Hex $2 to $2 says live my best. Absolutely. Hex is looking good too. So yeah, but this is pretty good news specifically to PDI. But also they're going to take in PulseX, and maybe Hex. I haven't seen Hex particularly unless people have been saying Hex, but that would also be bullish for Hex as well. So yeah, very, very cool. It's a supply sync, and right, it pushes people put their tokens on there, but it's also a demand pusher, right? People have to buy to sometimes to get in there. Some of the market is related to buying as well. So very, very exciting there for the old Better Bank launch. Not very cool. We'll probably be talking more about that coming up in the future. And this consolidation of the price here. Watch this chart right now. Shall we put a little marker in here just to talk about when we talked about on the live stream? Hopefully it will show up when I come back to it. But that is the mark, right? That is the mark there, right there. Let's just put it below. And there we go. Let's see what happens from here. All right, so that's kind of cool. And this just came out. There. So PDI to $1. I'll post the link to PDI if you guys want to check it out. Obviously not financial advice and all that good stuff, but there we go. And we aim to help. And people say, "Oh, can I get the link?" Well, there's the link there, right there. Bam. All right, cool. Let's jump away. Now we're going to jump. We're jumping away from PulseChain. We're going to leave PulseChain. Hex to $3.69. I like it, Sean. I like that a lot. So very, very cool. I'm pretty sure that Richard Hart would like that too. So yeah, let's hear from Richard Hart.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. I think there's more people about that. Thank you, Richard Hart. We appreciate that too, and we're looking forward to it. So kind of cool. All right, so we've got so much stuff starting to happen here. That is PDI to $1, and of course Bitcoin already at $1,000. We saw that. Pretty exciting stuff. But next we're going to talk about is a Torus on Ethereum. So now we're jumping away from PulseChain. We're jumping back to Ethereum chain, along with maybe a little bit of base chain and other stuff in it. But guess what, guys? This is actually coming back to PulseChain too. Oh my! I tricked you. Damn it! I tricked you. All right. So Torus here is on Ethereum, and I think this thing is unbelievable, guys. I think it's unbelievable. I think it's going to do some amazing things. If you're not in Strategy Club, you want to get into Strategy Club today. Only $35 a month. We're going to be dropping some alpha on Torus. I mean, this is golden alpha on Torus, and it's going to be some insights that are not out there, guys. It's going to be crazy. So keep a lookout for that. But this could be Cryptographics, of course, who's a PulseChain and TitanX influencer. He's now a founder and potentially created the tokenomics genius right here with Torus. And that is coming up, folks, for Strategy Club. So get in there. I'm going to be writing that up later today. Yeah, boy. I'm super excited about Torus there. Surprising to the upside. Now, we're going to see how it all plays out. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed. But, man, I think some of the associations and mechanisms here are going to be absolutely exciting to see play out over the next 100 days or so. We've got an 88 cycle. That's the first sort of cycle for day one miners, or as we say, day one creators, is 88 days. And then past that. But this has got some secret sauce. This is not where you add inflation. Every person that comes in adds inflation. No, this is where every person comes in, decreases the inflation and distributes it. That's the first big thing we've talked about many times. But there are many other really cool impacts about Torus that people have not really thought about, or so forth. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Get in the strategy club and talk about that there. Now, it's still early. It's only day 16, so it's still relatively early. We've just come out of the first 2 weeks, but we're just in the third week here, and it's still early, but we're seeing a pickup. Guys, we're seeing a pickup over the last 24 hours. It is going to be interesting to see whether that starts to pull up over the next week, week 3, week 4, as we move forward here. So pretty cool. But let's look at the stats, and we're going to go through that. So, yeah, currently the payout pool for the day is $933,000 at the current price. So this is the amount of the auction has gone down. So it started off at 100,000 per day, and that's the inflation, right? So that's the inflation that's being added every day. But remember, more people to come in, that accumulated inflation gets distributed to more and more people in a much more fair way, right? So that's the way it goes, and it's based on shares. How many shares? Shares is the main thing you got to think about in terms of the Torus protocol and all those rewards, right? So, if people don't create, then there's more shares. And so when we have more inflation come in, they get more of that inflation. But when people come in, there are more shares. So it's the opposite. And that inflation, even though we're adding maybe 98,000, 99,000 tokens a day, that's distributed amongst more shares, right? So that payout is less. So it's very important, that mechanism moving forward. So yeah, we got that's the payout pool. We've got $9.45 as the market price, looking real strong as the old Torus market price there. Now we're not expecting a lot of fireworks in Torus, probably for the first 35 days or so. So we are expecting pretty stable price, relatively speaking, moving into that. Then we're going to get some fireworks as we move into like day 37 onwards. Then we've got a bit more volume coming into market. That's when we'll start seeing some of the mechanisms tested. So just remember that. But at the moment, we're still expecting, with day 16, so another maybe 20 days of relatively calm in the old Torus ecosystem, and where all the metrics are very, very bullish here with the price and the volume. So just take note of that. But that said, we've now dropped down from 2,500 liquid supply down to 2,300, 11.5%. That was 12% yesterday, if you guys remember. The burning is still going up, 1,674. That could be a lot faster, but it's not getting us called as much, right, at the moment. And then we've, of course, got staked there, 6,300. We haven't got a lot of supply, right? Not much supply around at all. 18,257. But remember, we're expecting about 10.2 million at the moment. And, of course, it adds 99,000 or tokens a day. So we're pretty much on a super beginning of here, and we're not expecting much action for probably the first 35 days or so in terms of supply, right? So that's pretty much going to keep things pretty stable there and keep everything pretty elevated. And that's cool because that means more people will come in, and that's what you want to see, right? It's what you want to see. It's more self-fulfilling. This project becomes more self-fulfilling the more people that come in. Yeah, it seems odd, right? It's it's going to outdo me. I'm going to get done. But actually, the more people come in, the more self-fulfilling the project becomes. It's kind of cool like that. It's just one of the bullishness there. We've got stake Torus as well, looking pretty good. But the total shares is what I'm looking at. This is the key number. So if this doesn't increase very fast, then all that extra inflation coming in, if you've got shares, you're getting more of that. That's the basic idea. Add a little bit more each day, right? 99,000 each day on top of the base there. So 10.2 million, I think, is what is current forecast at the moment. And remember, there's only 18,200 in the market at the moment, so it's nothing, right? Nothing compared to what we will be. But we've got all these days between day 16 and day 88 where we've got all these new people coming in, and so the share rate's going to go up, and the reward pool's not going up near as fast. That's the idea, right? And so, yeah, pretty cool. We've already also burnt 155 billion Titanex. Can you believe it? That is mind-boggling. 155 billion, and of course, what are we going to burn over the next few weeks? Pretty crazy. If we get an acceleration in adoption, that could be insane, that burn rate, right? So that's pretty cool. The buy and burn has already captured a lot of value. Remember, if ETH goes up and Titanex goes up, the ratio to ETH, then this all balloons up. It all blows up in US dollars. So remember that. We're on the kind of the Titanex has been sold off. We got Torus, we got ETH there just humming around that 3,700 mark. But we start blowing up in ETH, and then the ratio to Titanex starts taking off again, and Torus is going to have a key role in that. Then boom, 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 this all starts to inflate. So we've got over 300,000 there. We got another, 215,000 here. And then we've got the fractal there's also got another 140,000 there. So, $650,000 or something. And that's could all balloon up very quickly. And that's in addition to Titanex. Remember, Titanex has got like $20 million sitting in there. So it's in addition to that, remember? There's an addition to that. So just remember that. So it's all built on top of each other. So it could be pretty crazy. At the moment, 16.5%, 16,500% ROI on the daily. That's equivalent to 186% return a day based on current prices. Remember, we've still got a very low inflation environment, so we're going to see that tested moving forward. And the staking ROI, 35,000%. And of course, if we get the ratio from a Titan-X of 10 million or so to one Torus, then this could flip, right? The yields, ROIs will flip from better yield will be in staking as compared to creating, right? And we've definitely seen a lot more people doing creations, moving away from staking because of the yield and understanding the protocol better, right? That's kind of the place. So that's got an overview at the moment. And let's have a look at some of the key numbers here on Gen Report as we wrap this up. But this is just a couple of stuff there. I'm going to be dropping some real big alpha in the Strategy Club today. Yeah, boy. So if you're in the Strategy Club, you're going to hear about that. And if you're not, then you should join. And that's pretty much it. Links in the video description to join up Strategy Club. So we're looking at $806,000 combined so far. Remember, if the ETH price moves around, the Titan-X price moves around, this value will move around a lot. So potentially more likely to the upside is the case, right? Because the value's there. But 800 heading towards $1 million. 70 ETH has gone in so far. But remember, we've had over 2.8 million. This is a bit low, this number, but it's actually over 2.8 trillion Titan-X has gone into the protocol, which is very, very good. Not the 10 trillion we thought might happen potentially in the first 10 days, but I think we might be getting a bit of a ramp up now. I think it started today or yesterday, day 16. So we're going to talk about that. So let's jump through that. 10.2 million Torus is expected in the future. Remember, it's adding about 98,000 a day, and that's decreasing at a decreasing rate of 0.08%. But the key one that we've been looking forward to is this chart. And look at that candle. It's down day 89. Remember, the max period for creating is 88 days. So day 89 is 2.2 million. Remember, that used to be 4.7 million or so. And now it's down to 2.2. So the tokens inflation is distributing to all the people that are involved in the system that have shares, either creators or stakers, right, who have shares. And there's 2.2 billion shares. And so the more people that come in, the more distributed this gets. So if we get a FOMO in week 3, week 4, week 5 at these high prices, and we're not expecting a lot of drama around the supply side, then we will basically, that will get even flatter and flatter and flatter. And so as we move forward in time, all these candles will get smaller and smaller and smaller, unlike Titan-X. And that in itself creates a FOMO, right? Because we get there and people are going, well, it's not that, that big. The staking yield's really good. So will we see the psychology of people go, well, actually, maybe I buy more. Maybe get more buying than selling. And then for people start staking and high rewards, and that cycle plays out. And then you've got all those buy and burns in place. You've got the Ethereum, maybe Titan-X takes off, Ethereum takes off. It all aligns, and boom, we're up to the upside there. So we'll keep a lookout for that. But I've got extra stuff we're going to be talking about in the Strategy Club around that. So that's kind of cool. Let's jump over to the next bit of inflation. Really we're expecting, you've got day 17, we've got 181, day 19, 610. So this, we get a little bit of interesting activity there. But really, it's probably not until we get further afield here, into day 27, 28, where we're starting to get, these thousands here before we get a bit of a challenge in the old price and supply markets. We'll see what happens there. And then so on as we move forward in time. So that's going to mean what we said, next sort of 20 days going to be pretty interesting, probably pretty calm. Now, I want to look down further here. We had 1,165 creations so far. So those are people that have gone to the site here and hit the create button. And we've had that many. And that's 1,165. We also have had 130 stakers. So if that's people that have come to the stake tab here and they've been staking, we've seen definitely a drop off of that as people realize that, that maybe they should be creating. And here's the numbers. But look what we had yesterday. So we had been flatlining pretty much for 5 days in a row. We started off with a lot of creations, 289 creations on the first day. And then we had a couple good days there. We were up at like 130, 100. So we were around 100 here in the first like 3 to 5 days. We then slowly dropped off where we sort of flatlined at 35 creations a day, pretty much for 5 days in a row. But yesterday, what happened on day 15, guys? Woo, we jumped to 46, 34 to 46. That's significant, right? So are we going to see a bit of a takeoff in the old creations today? We'll keep a lookout. Is that a first clue that we're going to start taking off? We shall see as more and more people work out what's going on here. Could be pretty fun to see how this happens. So keep a lookout for that. That's something we're looking forward to in week 3 and week 4. Will we get a bit of a takeoff again? And of course, the more takeoff we have, the more people go in. Actually, the more we, it's self-fulfilling it becomes. Now, there's also a scenario of success without people coming in as much as well. So we'll talk about that in the Strategy Club. That's what Strategy Club there. Right, so that is kind of cool. In terms of stakers, we definitely seen a drop off in stakers. Look, so they all dropped off. in the last couple of days in particular. We did have one today so far, or day 16, but that is dropping off there as well. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be fascinating. Will we get this takeoff? So yeah, it's going to be crazy. Now, if you are in here and you got shares, you've been earning pretty nicely, because if we do get a takeoff, then the share rate's going to go down relative to everybody else, and you'll get less, right? You get less there. And if you played a short game, then and we have got a few people in there, right? We have got a few people. We can see that in the chart here. On some of these days, the day 47 is we've got 14,000 coming out that day. We're definitely going to see a challenge in the market around that. But the rest of the days, maybe we absorb some of these days with 1,500 or so. Maybe we absorb some of those days. Got a couple of them. But for the 47th day, 14,000. It's probably the first day we're really going to see some major challenge to the supply tokenomics, and it's going to be interesting to see that play out. And then, of course, we, next day, maybe, we get up to maybe day 57. We've got, 59. We've got like 10,000 tokens. So, yeah, that's when we're going to start seeing a little bit more challenge to the ecosystem. But I suggest to you that by the time we get to day 89, these candles are going to be way flatter, folks. This candle here, that's 2.3 million, maybe less than a million by the time we get there, right? Good chance of it, maybe less than a million. We've got lots of smaller candles. And therefore, people might look at this a bit different. And we're going to see how that plays out. But there are a lot more alpha secrets. We're going to talk about that in the strategy club today. I'm going to be outlining those. So kind of cool. All right. So that is the play at the moment. We've got 11 My Best Life, Hex Pulse Hex, and Incentive Token. Absolutely. Those are the cores. And we're looking forward to some exciting things for those coming up. So that is pretty exciting stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Now, if you want to get involved in Torus, you can check that out. The links, I'll post the links here. That's on ETHChain, remember? ETHChain. But, here's the big news. I almost forgot about it. It's coming to PulseChain. And it's going to be sooner than later, apparently. And so, yeah, Unity. It's going to be called Unity, and it's coming to PulseChain. And, guys, this is going to be super bullish for the Richard Art core coins. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. So instead of using Ethereum, it'll be using PulseChain as well. And so this is coming to the PulseChain, guys. And of course, as you guys know, cryptographics are very popular. One of our larger influencers is obviously launching this. So first on Ethereum and then on PulseChain. So Unity is coming. Get excited. It's going to be pretty epic. So yeah, I think he was going to have it a bit later, but I think he might be bringing it forward a little bit sort of with the old time frame. So we're going to have cryptographics on the show sometime soon again, and looking forward to that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the alpha today. That was the final alpha drop. Feeling pretty good about that too. So Unity is coming to PulseChain. Of course, Torus, I think, is going to be incredible. And of course, Unity will be probably similar. It's going to cause a lot of FOMO. The PulseChain bull market is upon us. Get your pegs because we've got so much cool stuff happening. We got Better Bank coming. We got so much stuff coming, guys. We got Richard Hart on the move. We got LibertySwap on the move. We've got developers on the move. It is getting exciting, folks. And then, of course, who knows? Once those interest rate cuts come, if we get even a little cut, it's going to be heading in the right direction there as well. So looking forward to that in September the 17th. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's play out some bullish stuff on the way out, shall we? And hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Until then, enjoy. We've got a new monster thread coming out on Monday. Yeah, boy. Week number 12. Oh my gosh. Week number 12 with all the hottest, latest news on PulseChain and some of the best protocols on PulseChain. Honestly, they're the most active, bringing out some of the best alpha as well, all the way from DeFi, GameFi to anime. You're going to see it all. It's pretty exciting there on the old monster thread. Yeah, excited to bring that to you from the Crypto Night Show. And of course, we're looking forward to it. All right, take care, everybody. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up. Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.